Hey everyone, Justin from Chicago doing another match preview. This week it's West Ham United versus Chelsea at the London Stadium. The reverse fixture was Chelsea 3, West Ham 0 back at Stamford Bridge. Can't quite recall what time of year that was, but to be honest, I do remember the 3-0 scoreline did flatter Chelsea. There were parts of the match where we were the better side. I think they scored 2 of their 3 goals in the last handful of minutes of the match, and not saying they didn't deserve to win that match, but again, I thought the scoreline flattered them. And heading into this one, obviously, West Ham, a really tough loss at St. James's Park on the weekend. What a roller coaster of emotions that was. Thought we were going to get our teeth kicked in to the point where we thought we were going to win with 10 men, and then to lose it all just a few minutes later was really heartbreaking. Thankfully, most of the teams around us have dropped points as well, and that includes Chelsea. They played a Brighton side that honestly looked the better of the two sides for a lot of the match. Danny Welbeck hit the post. Lallana had a couple good chances, and to be honest, I thought Chelsea was a bit lucky to even get a point from that. But yeah, as we move forward into this match, we can look at, I'm not really sure of Chelsea's injuries and what have you. I know they have a very deep squad, and from the matches I've seen of theirs over the last few weeks, it seems like most of their key players are healthy, or at least able to play parts of matches off the bench. West Ham, on the other hand, are in a completely different boat. Obviously, Declan Rice will be out. Mikel Antonio will be out. I think Aaron Cresswell is going to be out. I know Masuaku was not in the squad versus Newcastle. I'm not sure if he picked up a little bit of a knock or if they were simply just resting him. But yeah, I do think Masuaku would be huge in that I think he can keep Reece James honest on that right-hand side. Reece James has had a very good season for Chelsea as a fullback on the right-hand side of the field, and Masuaku being on our left attacking, I think could really keep James honest. And he may have to think twice before pushing ahead like he normally does. Obviously, the injuries of Cresswell, Rice, and Antonio are massive. There's just no two ways about it. But if the Hammers can figure out a way to mentally psych themselves up so that they can play like they did out of the halftime break versus Newcastle, when they were down a man, mind you, I think this game is up for grabs. To be honest, we're obviously the underdog here, and a loss to Chelsea would really put a dent in our top 4 hopes. We put ourselves in a position to where a loss wouldn't end those hopes. But in my opinion, I'd take a draw right now in a heartbeat. Would bite your hand off for one. I think a point, it keeps Chelsea level with us on points. I know they have the goal difference advantage, but it keeps them level on points. We have a good run in over our last handful of matches. And I would take your hand off for a point right now. And you know what? I'm just gonna probably go against my better judgment and predict a draw. I'll go 1-1. I think the defense does shape up a bit. Chelsea do struggle to score goals at times. Their defense has been excellent under Thomas Tuchel, but they have struggled to score goals at times. And I think this is actually the match where our defense does not give up multiple goals in a match. I think Ogbonna is going to get his legs underneath him a bit more. It'll be a second game back. Dawson's out, so it'll be interesting to see how Moyes sets up. Is it a back 5? Does he revert to a back 4? We'll see. But I'm going to go 1-1 draw. And like I said, I would gladly take that result right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this match preview. Subscribe and follow to Hammers Polls on Twitter and YouTube. And as always, come on, you Irons.
Hey guys, it's Seriously Tyron here. Today I'll be doing my preview for Polls Apart on the Hammers Way YouTube channel. Today I'll be giving some breakdown, some key players for Chelsea, some key battles, my score prediction, my predicted line, my overall thoughts on the game. So yeah, I'll start off by saying this is going to be a really important game for the battle for top four. I'll give a lot of credit to West Ham firstly. A lot of people didn't expect West Ham to be this close to the top four despite all the relegation threats last season. A really difficult season, and fair play to David Moyes and the players. It's been a very, very stellar season. West Ham have been quite strong defensively. The midfield West Ham, I think, is very good. Declan Rice and Souček have really impressed me this year. I've always been a fan of Rice, but Souček has really, really impressed me this season, actually. But yeah, my overall thoughts: we have to get the win as a Chelsea fan. We have to get the win. Surely we have to. We have to cement our top four place, and we will go 3 points away from West Ham with a more significant goal difference. So for me, this is actually a really big game. Yeah, for West Ham to lose and for us to win over the weekend is going to be pivotal for our top four hopes. We can close the gap on Leicester as well if they lose to West Brom, which is actually a time recording tonight. So yeah, let me get straight into some of the key battles for Chelsea West Ham. I'll start off with let's start off with the West Ham defender versus the Chelsea attacker. I think Mason Mount will start this game in the right forward or left forward role. We'll get into that lineups a bit later. But I think Mason Mount versus a very important player for West Ham, I think, will be Angelo Ogbonna. Angelo Ogbonna is going to be playing maybe left centre back, I believe, for West Ham if they stick with that forward at the back system. And Mason Mount will be playing right forward. So it's going to be a big battle. Ogbonna needs to stay tight to Mount. We've seen Mason Mount so many times on the half turn this season. The way he spins defenders, the way he drags defenders out, opens up the space for the wing backs front of behind. It's going to be a very, very important battle. Ogbonna needs to be on this game because if you let Mount get into the game, I'm very sorry, West Ham fans who are watching this video, but Mason Mount, we've seen this season how good he has been and why he has got good up to the England squad. Another key battle, I feel, if he does start, I think if Jarrod Bowen starts in that centre forward role, as maybe a false nine, rotating with Lingard and whoever else is playing there, then yeah, that'll be very important. We need to see the player I think will be, known to man mark Jarrod Bowen will be the centre back and Thomas Tuchel's three. And I believe Andreas Christensen is going to start this game. He needs to show up after last season. The way he played at the London Stadium was, in my opinion, that was one of the worst games I've seen Andreas Christensen play. He's come leaps and bounds on the Tuchel. He needs to stay tight to Jarrod and he needs to stop him running behind. He needs to block the interceptions. He needs to seriously be on this game because Jarrod Bowen is a really excellent player. And I believe Christensen, I believe in him. I think he's a very, very good, talented defender. So yeah, Christensen v Jarrod Bowen is going to be a key battle. I also think this is going to be another key battle. West Ham have conceded a lot of shots this season. So the striker for Chelsea in this game, I'll get into him. I think Kai Havertz will start in the centre forward role. Kai Havertz versus Fabianski is going to be crucial. Havertz needs to be scoring his chances he got against Crystal Palace. And obviously in the recent game we've played, on Saturday, on all these other games we played, we need Havertz to take these chances. Fabianski is a very good goalkeeper, but against Newcastle, I feel like he has a lot to prove. He has to be on his game. He made two crucial mistakes in that game. He can't let that happen again, and Havertz needs to show to Tuchel that he deserves to start each game. So, yeah, I believe that will be a very, very key battle in this game. And yeah, I feel like them three are going to be very, very key battles for the game on Saturday. And yeah, they're probably the main battles I'd say are the ones to look out for as Hammers fans. I'll start with my team lineup now for Chelsea in this game. First one goal. A lot of people have seen Kepa side the the game that we had on Tuesday against Brighton at Stamford Bridge, and also he started the game against Man City. But do you know what? Kepa, the way he played at the London Stadium last year, I know he has improved since then, but for me, with the physical team West Ham are, so we need someone to defend set pieces. We need a strong goalkeeper who can claim cross as well. Edouard Mendy is the man, 100%. He has been really, really great this season for us. He's the second top clean sheet goalkeeper in the Premier League. A lot of Chelsea fans believe he can still go for the Golden Glove, but Edison is pretty much taking that. Come on now, but Mendy is going to be crucial at claiming crosses, his passing of the ball, his calmness, his composure on the ball is something that a lot of people shots up in. Edouard Mendy has been named by Thomas Tuchel as his official number one. For me, he's our number one as well. So for me, Mendy has to start. The back three, I've already mentioned Andreas Christensen. Hopefully he will start in the centre. I think the way that position is, it suits him. He reads play very well. He's very composed on the ball. His passing is excellent. Thiago Silva is another mention, but for me, he's not going to be fit for this game. Thomas Tuchel press conference is going on as I speak, and I don't think Thiago Silva will be fit for this game. Kurt Zouma, not for me in the centre back role. He was very, very poor against Brighton in midweek. So for me, That's Christensen, the left centre back role. I don't need to go into them too much. Antonio Rudiger. I'll show West Ham fans. I'm not me personally, but Rudiger will show West Ham fans how much he's improved since that domination of him at the London Stadium last year. Rudiger's going to come out. He's been one of the best defenders in Europe, best defenders in the Premier League under Thomas Tuchel. He's aggressive, a great passer, quick, composed. For me, he's a no-brainer in this team. Right centre-back role, Azpilicueta, no doubt about it. He cannot be left out of the team as he did in midweek. He's so important at alleviating the pressure. He's our leader, captain leader Spaniard, as I like to call him on the other side of the coin. Doing my two pivot midfielders, double six, whatever you like to call them. I'm going to start with the first one, Jorginho. Jorginho has really improved his form in recent weeks. He's been amazing under Tuchel. The West Brom game was an absolute blip. Jorginho has looked absolutely superb so far under Thomas Tuchel. So for me, Jorginho's a no-brainer. N'Golo Kante has to come back in. Mason Mount and Jorginho are not a compatible DM partnership, in my opinion. Mason Mount is a bit too expansive. Jorginho's a bit too... He needs someone quite close to him to play quick passing. So for me, N'Golo Kante is that guy. N'Golo Kante, Jorginho. The left wing-back role, Ben Chilwell. Right wing-back role, I'm going to go with Callum Hudson-Odoi. Ben Chilwell is self-explanatory. We need his pace on him. It's our best left-back by miles, in my opinion. Left wing, I don't care. Marcos Alonso is not for me, unfortunately. And the right wing-back, I'm going to go with Hudson-Odoi because I want his pace, West Ham are probably going to sit quite back and try and counter it in a low block. So for me, Hudson-Odoi is going to be crucial. Him in that right wing-back role is so much suited compared to Reece James. I feel like Reece James is more as suited as a right back. So for me, Hudson-Odoi has to start. I've already mentioned Mason Mount. I don't need to go too much into this guy. Every fan on the planet knows how good this guy, how amazing he is as a player, as a leader, as a work rate guy. He's so good. And the left wing back role is kind of not left wing back. The left forward role is it's difficult because you have so many players who can play that role. Ziyech, Hudson-Odoi, Werner, Pulisic. But for me, for this game, Pulisic has played too much in a row. So for me, I am going to go for Timo Werner in this game. I think his pacing behind, his finishing, maybe it's not been great, but for me, Timo Werner provides so much for this team. And I know it might not be the best game suited for him, with West Ham kind of liking to play a low block, but I want to see Timo Werner start in this game. Up front, I'm going to go with Kai Havertz. You know it is with this guy. I'm going to go with Kai Havertz. I think he is a hybrid. Timo Tuchel like to call him a 9.5, a hybrid between a 10 and a 9. I think he can be very good. We saw against Palace and Everton. He's a very dangerous striker. He will cause Balbuena issues. He will cause Ogbonna issues. Craig Dawson is out for this game. So if Diop starts after his absolute stinker against Newcastle, I will have back Havertz. I think he'll do very well in this game. And that's kind of my predicted line. West Ham will see what they go for. I think the other guy in the West Ham polls video will kind of explain that. But for me, Kai Havertz has to start. And let's go into score prediction now. See, look, it's difficult. What's the score going to be? I think, I've mentioned before, I think there will be goals in this game. It could be West Ham starting off with a 2-0 and Chelsea coming back. It could be Chelsea starting off with a 2-0, West Ham coming back, like nearly did against Newcastle. It's going to be extremely difficult to predict. But for me, I'm going to go for a 3-2 to Chelsea. And I know Thomas Tuchel's side does not concede goals, apart from West Brom. Let's forget about that game, come on. Thomas Tuchel's side has not conceded a lot of goals, but for me, I think it's going to be a 3-2 game. I think maybe it'll start off with a 1-0 to West Ham, then it'll go to 2-1 for Chelsea, and then I think Chelsea will pull away from it. My predicted goal scorers for this game are going to be Mason Mount, Kai Havertz double. I think Kai Havertz will score a lot of goals in this game. If he does, Abraham could come back in. You can never forget that. But for me, that's kind of my overview of this game. I really hope you enjoyed. Check me out on Twitter at CFC Taran, and good luck with the rest of the video. I hope you enjoy it, guys.
For West Ham fans everywhere, this is the ultimate football app for you. Never miss a thing with the latest West Ham news, gossip and social stories as they break. Download the free COY Irons app now from the App Store and Google Play.